Welcome to ECCB Connects. ECCB Connects is produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. Coming up, we sit down and speak with winner of the 2024 Creative Disruptors and Innovators contest, Stephan Joseph, about his winning innovation, Smart Tanks Water Solution. Stephan also shares his experience developing the product and provides advice to other creators. Stay connected, we'll share more with you after this message.
ECCB Connects is the official handle of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. How do you know it's the ECCB? All posts and reactions made by the ECCB on social media will carry the username ECCB Connects and feature this profile picture. Other pages with the name Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, such as these, are not official pages. Like, subscribe, and follow us today. You'll know it's the ECCB by this profile pic and the handle at ECCB Connects.
Now, I am speaking to the winner of the 2024 Creative Disruptors and Innovation Contest that was part of the 8th Annual Growth and Resilience Dialogue that happened in April this year. So you are the lucky winner. Well, more than lucky, because you actually put in some work to developing quite an innovative product, Smart Tank Solution.
One of the things that I found was that we were still dinosaurs when it came to water, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Because of the size of the island. We don't need some of the things that other places in the world need. But we were still experiencing water shortages. The real issue with water rationing isn't that it happens, it's just that it's inconvenient. So I started to ask myself, what if it wasn't inconvenient? What if the water department could shut off the water and you still have water to use? Mm-hmm. Now, the simple answer would be to buy a tank, but then it does nothing for you. Well, it doesn't do everything for you. You still have to take the bucket to go outside
to get the water to bring it inside. So it's still some level of inconvenience.
Right? So you have to do something. So then I was like, well, what if your tank is connected to your house? Right? But then that created another problem. It's like you connect it so you can have water going through it, but then you don't have any real information. One of our biggest problems too is conservation. And water conservation, they've been pouring money into it since I knew myself. Yeah. But you still brush your teeth and leave the faucet on, don't you?
You still take a shower and leave the water running.
But why do you do that? Because the problem doesn't affect you, per se. When you have water, you're happy. When you don't have water, you're upset. And it's just black and white like that. And so how do we get people to change? Because water conservation isn't like any other conservation. Because everything else is like, I can produce a different material that's friendly to the environment. So you don't have to change your behavior. So the problem with water conservation, you have to change your behavior. And it's hard to change something you've been doing since you've known yourself. But what if it was more in your face? Mm-hmm. And that's what Smart Tanks started developing in my mind. It's like, so we connect it and we feed you with your information. Because if you were able to see on a tablet or a little device, I have this amount of water and this is how long this water is gonna last me, you're going to change how you use that water. One of the logics of Smart Tanks is being able to make decisions. And one of those decisions is like, if I have a full tank, how can I start to use the water? Because you might have government water still, but I can use the water in the tank and then allow enough space for, if rainfall does happen, that I top up the water in my tank without having to pull more from the government, which reduces your water bill.
Talk to us about, or talk to other creators about, advice. What would you say to them in terms of developing their products?
It'd be easy to tell them don't stop, But the truth is that there's so much more to it than that. Let me speak a little bit about disappointment. When you go to somebody who you respect with something that's near and dear to your heart, and you tell them, hey, and they say, that's not gonna work. You're shot, right? And you doubt yourself. So I went through many moments of doubting myself. I'm a shy person naturally, right? So I keep a lot of thoughts to myself. And so any moment that you step out and then it's shot down is like, oh, I should have stayed in my shell the whole time. And more so institutions. This whole competition kind of reinforced some of the things that I went through. There was one presenter who said that we as a nation, as a people, we're in love with institutions. And as a creator, you must first understand that anything that you create will be in direct contrast or go up against these institutions, these establishments.
So know from the back that you're going to have to face resistance.
So get your armor on and prepare to fight. Because if you truly believe in it, you're going to have to. And the recreation process or the creation process means that you're breaking down some element in its original form and putting it together in another form. So you have to be able to, you yourself have to be malleable, and you have to be strong enough to kind of make others malleable too. So that's hurdle number one. Number two is that you have to understand that what you're doing is probably something that's never been done before. So the first question you have to answer is, why is it needed? Right? So maybe that should be the first one. Why is it needed? Make sure that you understand within yourself why something needed and why others might need it. Because if you don't believe it, they're not going to believe it. Like what happened to me in 2019. I needed to believe it more so that they could buy into it as well.
Correct.
So you must believe it. Believe in yourself and what you're doing, and then find every way possible to make it happen. And if you're not prepared to fight for it, then I don't want to say don't step in the ring, because we still need you to step in the ring. But find persons that can help you step into the ring, because I had to find people to help me step into the ring too. They're friends of mine, Edmund Blackett, I have to mention him because he's another person I'll be like, hey, yo, I have this idea. And he'd be like, and find honest people too, because he would tell me, that's foolishness. That's straight up foolishness.
As hard as it might be to hear, you need that along the way.
But I prefer that from him than him saying, yeah, it could work and it really can't work. It's like, that's foolishness. And so you need to believe in yourself, believe in what you do, prepare for a fight, and surround yourself with persons who are going to be honest and straightforward with you, right? And then always be willing to learn. Because I had to learn other things to make Smart Tanks the complete idea that it is today.
Finally, you've won. You're the first winner of the Creative Disruptors and Innovators contest. What happens next to Smart Tanks? We have this concept. What's next on the agenda for you?
Well, at some point, I think I should add this to my advice. At some point, you have to stop developing. So I think I'm at the point where I can stop developing for now, because this is like coming out of beta and into an established product now. So I need to start putting more energy and effort into building.
Stephan, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we look forward to hearing many more ideas coming from you, and to seeing Smart Tanks actually come to market eventually.
Slap a Sink It's Neva sticker on the side.
That's right. Thanks so much for joining us.
No problem. No problem at all.
And now for this week's financial tip.
Use credit wisely. It can be great help, but don't take on more than you can handle.
Here's where we end this episode of ECCB Connects, where we've been speaking with the winner of the 2024 Creative Disruptors and Innovators contest, Stephan Joseph, about his winning innovation, Smart Tanks Water Solutions. To To view the full presentation, be sure to check out the ECCB's social media platforms at ECCB Connects. Thanks so much for watching, and join us next week for another episode of ECCB Connects.